that I have to ask.
So can you actually share, introduce yourself and tell us when did you start making music and when did this art come to you?
My name is Gregory, believe it or not. But I go by my I go by my last name, which is DUBOSE. So that's why I go by DUBOSE in the building. And I actually started music at the age of 9 because when I was 8 years old, I had an uncle who was a rapper. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore with us, but he was my first inspiration to get into music. I mean, when he rapped, it was just so captivating and amazing. And I've always said, man, I want to be able to do what he does. So once I was 9, I picked up a pencil, piece of paper, and I started writing about the things that I was doing, which was kid stuff at that time.
I see. Yeah. So how have that journey been since then? Since you were 9 until now, how have the journey been? Making music and what's the challenges you've been facing actually?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard. It's been a long journey also.
Yeah.
But with the progression of the world and technology,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit more easier nowadays to get the music out, record it and send it out to all the DSPs. We didn't have that when I first started music back then. So it's a whole easier now. But as far as the journey, I love it, even though it's hard, but it's something that I always wanted to do. It's in me, So I'm going to do whatever it takes to get people to listen and get my music out.
Yeah. So the challenges you've been facing is mostly about getting fans to listen to your songs and all about that. Is it? What about recording? Do you produce your songs yourself? Do you produce and maybe something like a home studio or so, or do you go outside and outsource? How does it work for you?
Well, for me, I do everything independently except make my beats. The beats are the only thing that I receive from outside sources. So I do my own mixing. I got somebody who masters for me.
Okay.
And then after that, everything else falls back on me as far as distribution, promotion, getting shows, just standing outside and just telling people, hey, check me out.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So have you been on any shows? Have you been on any tours or events like that? Do you get invited? Do you participate in all this? And how have it been?
Well, I've been invited to plenty of events to perform.
Okay.
But it wasn't any major events yet, but I'm starting to get those invites now that I'm able to reach out to more of an audience and get more fans.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is one thing I'm really excited about, getting these opportunities. And to answer the question about the first show, you guys are the first one to reach out to me and actually give me an interview on the show.
Really? Oh, I see.
Yes.
And we are excited to be the first one because I believe after this opens the doors to a lot more interviews coming ahead. I believe that. I do believe that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So who is your inspiration? Like who inspires who is the role model that inspired you to make music? Like a celebrity, which celebrity right now do you look up to?
But actually, it's two of them. It's a group, Outkast.
Okay.
Outkast has always been my favorite from when I first heard their songs riding in my brother's car. And their sound is just unusual and so unique. And I've always loved it. So so give it up to Outkast. Big Boy and Andre, they're a big influence on my music.
Yeah. Okay. So besides them, any other person or just them,
Well, no, it's plenty more, being from the South, I had a lot of Southern rappers, like, Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
Also Master P from No Limit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these are old schools and good schools.
Yeah, but as far as the new school, I do like Gucci Mane and I also like T.I.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, basically all this time you've been making music, and doing everything. Have you ever had an opportunity, to take things to the next level, but somehow you turned down that opportunity and today you regret it, you feel like you would have hopped on it at that point, Have you ever had such?
Yes, I did. And I regretted it. so much. But when I was getting ready to come out of high school,
yeah,
I was in a group. It was me and 3 other guys. We actually had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Dallas Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Really?
he had, you hear about the stuff about the money on the table.
Yeah.
It actually happened to him. He had $250,000 sitting on the table in front of us.
Seriously?
But yes, but after the calculations of what everything was going to cost, and between 3 of us, it wasn't a good deal.
Yes, okay.
But me and all my buddies, we still talk about that to this day. Like, man, we should have took that deal, because that way by now we would have had way more exposure by now. You know, just by being tied to a big name like Dallas Austin.
Yeah.
And you know what else made that situation unfortunate is that he put the rest of the money that he had, he put it behind a group that he called Backwoods, which they had a little success, but it wasn't that much.
Wasn't I see.
But to this day, I still like, I should have took that deal, man.
Oh, that's a big one, actually. That's a big one. So, which means if I would be correct to say that you love being independent, because you already know how it is with record labels, you already know the cost and how the deal goes down. So, do you really enjoy being an independent artist, or are you thinking like, maybe I can get the label to sign me? Where are you now in this part?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna always stay independent.
Okay, that's cool.
So I know, as far as me being independent, that way when everything comes across the table, I will be the first one to see it.
True.
Don't have the opportunity to have somebody to cut me out of a deal or try to take money from me. I get to see it all.
Yeah, I see. That's cool. That's cool. Independent all the way. Krazyfi is all about independent upcoming artists and supporting them all the way. And with you having the experience about record labels and so on and so forth, at least you will be in a very right place to actually encourage other upcoming artists, about what they need to look out for when they have to sign a deal with the record label, all they need to look out for first. So you're in a very good position about that. So about your song Questions, can you tell us about it? What's the inspiration behind it? Can you elaborate more on it?
Yes, Questions. If you listen to the first verse, I wrote that first verse when I was in 9th grade.
Oh, I see.
Because of Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy had a song out called Vice Versa.
Vice Versa.
So, Vice Versa.
Yeah.
So I recorded myself and added myself to the tape. Back then you could do the trick where you in the tape and record yourself on the tape.
Yeah.
So
buttons.
Yeah. So I did that to make it seem like I was on the song, right? So I started playing it around my high school because I was a high school football player. So I was popular in high school. So I would let everybody hear the song. So when they hear the third verse, everybody's like, "Hey, who is that? We never heard that guy. Who is that?" And I'm just sitting in the back smiling like, "Oh yeah, they don't know it's me." So when they find out it was me, everybody in the school like, "Man, you got talent, man. You need to try to stick with that. You need to do it." So that's another reason that kept me going, so hard as far as doing music. Yeah. So then I end up writing the second verse because somebody sent me that beat. And for some reason, that first verse that I wrote back in 9th grade, it just popped in my head and it started flowing. So I end up writing the second verse, put it together, and boom, there you go. Questions.
So the inspiration behind it is just more of your, the past, the old you and the new you, trying to keep it old school and new school at the same time. Yeah, there is one other song I listened to. I don't know what it's called. It's called past, something about your past. I was listening to the lyrics. It was about your past. Yeah.
Is it Past Ways?
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to it and I was regret. Yeah, she said to me, probably it's about regrets you had. Maybe it's inspired by your true story or something like it. Is it inspired by your true story or is that just a song?
No, Everything is true. Everything is true. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It was just one of those days when I heard that beat.
Yeah.
I just started writing it. And, you know, it was kind of like what they say, you let the pen bleed for you.
Yeah.
My pen just started bleeding for me, man. And I wrote it, I rapped it, I showed it to my wife, and she was like, oh my God, she like that song. And to this day, that's one of her favorites. She loves Past Ways. I mean, and that is a good song, dude. Like, that's one of my favorites also.
Yeah, that's a good song. That's a really good song. And I'm happy we brought it up today and then you shared about it, you know. At least we know it's really from your past experiences, you know, and everything, you know. So we're happy we brought it up. So is there any album we're expecting from you, any singles? What's the plan for this year from you? You know?
Well, right now I'm trying to reach my goal of getting 100 songs out.
Okay.
Because yeah, like I say, I've been doing music for a long time. So I have over 100 songs recorded, but they're not the quality. Yeah, they're not the quality that you need to put out to the world, you know, because of it being so old.
Okay.
But I only recently started posting my songs to DSPs in 2020 of like November.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Since November of 2020 until now, that's one of my goals, to finish getting out 100 songs. And now it's time to do more visuals, you know, the 15-second chop ups and, you know, TikToks and stuff like that on my kids. They want me on TikTok so bad, so that's going to be one of my goals. I was trying to stay away from it, but it seems like TikTok always comes up.
Yes, because
so with that, you know, I'm gonna be doing that also. And I also have a show coming up this Saturday, July 8th, that I'm going to be participating in.
Yeah.
It's at a place called Chit Chat in Atlanta, Georgia. And on July 12th, my newest that I have is called Forever Spitting 3. Will be out July 12th.
July 12th. Okay, we're going to keep this, you know, we're going to note this specifically. And then, and about your tour, I will appreciate it if you can send us the details about the tour so we can post it up as well. Expect.
Well, most definitely expect music, a lot of music. I have so much in me that needs to come out. And I've come to a place now where I think it is time to put together an album, maybe 8 to 12 songs.
Yeah.
And to really dive deeper into my story.
Yeah.
So that's one of the goals that I also have planned for the next 6 months. And it's shows. It's time to do shows. You know, I got to do shows. I'm trying to get shows booked out of state, wherever it takes me. I'm trying to get there and do the shows and rock the house, because that's one thing I've always been told, and I've known that I am a great performer. I feel like everyone else needs to see this. I want to share it with the world.
Yes.
And within the next 6 weeks, like I said, I want to get the 100 songs done, and however many more come out of me within these 6 months. Because, you know, I'm always writing, always recording, but, you know, it takes time to get it to sound right, get it out, you know, and then the promotion, which I'm learning, and the business side of it. Because, you know, as a young age coming up, they didn't really talk that much about the business side.
Yes.
But now you have all these outlets that tell you about the business side of the music business. That is what I'm diving deeper into now, also for these next 6 months.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So with your experiences right now, you know, as an independent artist, you've seen the good side, you've seen the bad side, you've seen the worst side. What's the advice, you know, that you can give to other upcoming independent artists that they really feel like giving up right now? What's the advice you can give them?
Well, number one, learn the business side.
Yeah.
You have to. Number two, post your music everywhere that you can. Even when you think you shouldn't post it. 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, a week later, repost that same song. No matter how many times you do it, don't feel like, oh man, I'm doing it too much. They're going to get tired of it, because you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. Yeah. And I had to learn it the hard way, but I'm glad that I kept reposting, because fortunately, it led to you guys reaching out to me.
True.
You know?
True. Yeah.
So take advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah.
I had to learn this the hard way also. But as long as I've been an artist,
yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. Everyone is not good at the craft.
Yeah, true.
But I have songs where people will hear the song and like, what is this that you're playing? But then when they hear me, it's like, whoa, you changed the whole song. So that's another thing I would tell up and coming artists. No matter how bad you think the person might sound, this and that, if you're not known, if you're not a well-known artist and have a whole bunch of fans, get on that platform, get on that song, do the features, especially now when you're free and you're not charging anyone.
Yeah, true.
Man, take advantage of all those opportunities. You never know, because I was on a bad song, but for some reason, the song I was on with the young lady I was with, she was getting plays on this platform that used to be out, but the platform is long gone now.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's just one that's just one instance where it actually worked out for me.
Okay. I see. So, did you ever feel like giving up on music? All these years, that you have been through everything. Have you ever felt like, this music is this so difficult? Like having that thought of giving up, and what kept you going?
Actually, yes, I was in a slump at one point in time. Yeah. I wanted to give it up. I'm like, man, you can even hear it in my music. I have songs when I recorded when I was at that time, I didn't sound the same. My tone was different. My energy was different. Everything was just different about the song. I go back and listen to those songs now, and it's like, wow, like you could tell that guy wasn't loving music at that time. But what happened was I ended up meeting a guy named Sir.
Okay.
And Sir heard some of my old music. Yeah. And he was like, man, you got to get on this song with me. You got to, come hang with me and stuff. He was doing producing. He was doing a lot of beats and stuff at that time. And we were in college at West Georgia. Okay. So, he invited me to his room. He showed me his setup. He started playing beats. Then, he started playing me his music. And I started back rapping. And he was like, man, what happened? He asked me, he stopped the song, like, what happened? He said, you don't sound like the same guy I heard on those songs on the radio that you played me. Yeah. And I told him what was going on, how I was feeling about music at that time. Yeah. And he pushed me, he motivated me. He got me back to where I needed to be great. And so now, since then, that was like 2006, 2007.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, but since then, I've been driving. And like I say, with the progression of the internet, that's another thing that gave me, more motivation to keep going.
Okay. Facebook, where they can reach you, how they can reach you, and share any important details that you think that the fans should know, when they're watching this video, can you share everything that you think that they need to know about you, everything, just say it out here, including your social handles as well.
Okay, well, yeah. It's DUBOSE in the building, and it's spelled properly on every platform.
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube Music. I mean, anything that you can get on, I have it, and it's DUBOSE in the building.
Okay. I hope you all heard it. And from the man himself. Any other thing you want to share? Is there anything else you want to share? It's okay that you bring it out so the fans can be able to connect with you. They can be able to relate with you as an artist and the artist who is actually bringing out these songs that are amazing. And I will really suggest that everyone go listen to his music because this music is really, really, it's really awesome that you will not regret listening to it. So this is the face behind it, and I'm happy to have him here today, and I'm happy that you guys are going to know him more, check him out, see the face behind the songs and everything. So DUBOSE, if there is anything that you think that the fans should know, the audience should know, I think it's now you lay it out, so they can go check you out on Spotify, stream your songs everywhere,
Yes, I distribute to every platform, even overseas. I got platforms overseas too that I distribute to. So I'm everywhere. It's just my face isn't everywhere yet.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you guys should listen to Killer Flow. I have a song called Killer Flow, which is the first song that I put out to the world.
Okay.
That was the first one that hit all the DSPs, and went out. And it's one song when everybody here, they love that song also. But I would say just continue, and you can go through and listen to my music. I have different kinds of music. It's not all the same. And it's just not, and I'm not promoting gangs or killing or being a thug. No, that's not what I promote. But I do love having fun. I love having a good time. I am a family man also. So I'm doing it for me, most of all, but also my wife and kids, because I have 3 beautiful kids and they all support me. So that is another reason I keep going so strong. And on top of that, I'm a firm believer in God, and with him, I can do everything. So I know with him behind me, I can only do nothing but move forward and go up, And for the rest of the world, everybody else that sees this, check in, zoom in, lock in. DUBOSE in the building, baby. From here on out to the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's it.